Hello students, today in this video we are going to start redox reaction, and student, redox is made up of two words, red and ox, and here ox stand for oxidation whereas red stand for reduction. So students, oxidation and reduction reactions have been described in a number of ways. For example, oxidant can be defined as addition of oxygen, removal of hydrogen, or increase in positive charge or decrease in negative charge or loss of electron, students. And reduction also can be defined as the addition of hydrogen or removal of oxygen or increase in negative charge or decrease in positive charge or gain of electrons. But however, according to the earlier concept, students, these are based on the addition and removal of oxygen or hydrogen. Thus, oxidation may be defined as the addition of oxygen to a substance or removal of hydrogen from a substance in a chemical reaction is known as oxidation, and the substance which either gives oxygen or removes hydrogen in an oxidation reaction is known as an oxidizing agent. And students, reduction can be defined as the addition of hydrogen to a substance or removal of oxygen from a substance in a chemical reaction is known as reduction. The substance which either gives hydrogen or removes oxygen in a reduction reaction is known as a reducing agent. And students, let's understand oxidation and reduction with the help of an activity. And in this activity, for this activity, we'll discuss the copper, how it gets oxidized, and after oxidation, how it on passing hydrogen it becomes again copper. So students, for this reaction, we'll take a small amount of copper powder on a watch glass and place it carefully in a glass tube. Close both ends of the glass tube with rubber cork properly bored. Insert glass tube into the bores as shown in the figure. Heat the watch glass containing copper powder with the help of a burner. Now pass air over heated copper powder. As a result, a black coating is formed on the surface of copper. On analysis, it is found to be a cupric oxide. Actually, oxygen present in the air has reacted with copper upon heating to form its oxide. And the students, you see here the equation. It is black color. Now, let us say pass hydrogen instead of oxygen through the glass tube, which is still being heated. Take black coating the black coating will slowly disappear, and the surface of copper will acquire a pinkish or reddish look. In fact, on passing hydrogen, cupric oxide has been reduced to copper, or we can say that hydrogen has removed oxygen from cupric oxide to form copper and water. And in this reaction, students, see in this reaction we can see that cupric oxide has been reduced to copper, and here H2 has been oxidized to water. And students, cupric oxide is here oxidizing agent. This one is oxidizing agent, and the hydrogen, this one is reducing agent. Now students, will take another example and the examples of redox reaction we can see here. In first of all, discuss in terms of oxygen. The previous one, the cupric oxide when reacted with hydrogen, was also the example of in terms of oxygen. Now we'll take another example, and this is the zinc oxide when react with carbon. On heating, it forms zinc and carbon monoxide. So here students see zinc oxide, here removal of oxygen is taking place and it is getting reduced to zinc. That's why, and here carbon on heating with zinc oxide, here oxygen is adding over carbon and it is forming carbon monoxide. So here see the substance oxidized is carbon, students, and the substance which reduced, that means removal of oxygen take place, that is zinc oxide. And students see here because this substance due to this one here, that is carbon had got oxygen, that's why this zinc oxide is acting as oxidizing agent and the reducing agent is carbon. Carbon is the reducing agent. Now students, in terms of hydrogen, see this example. In this example you see hydrogen sulfide react with chlorine, and in this reaction hydrogen sulfide removes hydrogen, and removal of hydrogen is oxidation. So here substance oxidized is hydrogen sulfide. And see students, here this here addition of hydrogen is taking place. Hydrogen is adding with chlorine, that's why that is the substance which reduced is chlorine, because the addition of hydrogen is known as reduction. So here substance reduces chlorine. And now student, here the substance, this substance hydrogen sulfide gives hydrogen, and the substance which gives hydrogen is known as oxidizing agent. Sorry, which gives hydrogen is known as reducing agent. So here it is hydrogen sulfide is reducing agent, and the substance which removes hydrogen from any compound. So this chlorine is the substance which removes hydrogen from this one. That's why chlorine is the oxidizing agent. Now students, come to next one, and here hydrogen sulfide react with sulfur dioxide. So in this case also, here sulfur here from this substance hydrogen is removing, that's why this substance is the oxidized. This substance as hydrogen sulfide is oxidized, and the substance reduced is sulfur dioxide, and oxidizing agent here it is sulfur dioxide, because this substance is removing hydrogen from this compound, and reducing agent here it is hydrogen sulfide, because the substance which gives hydrogen from a compound, it gives hydrogen, that's why this is the reducing agent. Now here also you can see one example, and students, now we'll discuss in terms of electrons, or terms of electron. So here you can see sodium, here it is losing electron, and loss of electron is known as oxidation. So here you can say substance, the substance which oxidize is sodium, and the substance which reduced is chlorine. The substance which reduced is chlorine. And oxidizing agent. Oxidizing agent here actually it is chlorine, because chlorine is gaining electron. The substance which gains electron is known as oxidizing agent, and the substance which lose electron is known as reducing agent. So here sodium is reducing agent, student. Now in this case, see in this case actually this is the case of when zinc react with hydrochloric acid, it forms zinc chloride and hydrogen gas. So from this reaction we can take this one zinc. In this case zinc is losing 2 electron and it forms zinc ion, and here hydrogen actually 2 hydrogen ions, they gains electron and forms hydrogen gas. So here in this case student zinc actually it is oxidized to zinc ions, and hydrogen ion is reduced, and oxidizing agent here it is hydrogen ion, and the reducing agent is zinc, student. So thus zinc act as reducing agent and hydrogen as oxidizing agent. Students, an oxidizing agent itself undergoes reduction, whereas reducing agent undergoes oxidation in these reactions. Now students will discuss the effects of natural redox reaction in everyday life. And students, there are some redox reactions which are very useful and some are harmful also. So one is respiration. Here we will discuss first respiration. So the living organism takes oxygen, and this oxygen is used for oxidation of glucose in the cells to produce carbon dioxide and water along with heat. And during oxidation of glucose, heat energy is released, which keeps the body of living organism warm and get utilized to perform the various activities. And see students here, 1 mole of glucose burns to produce 676 kilocalorie of heat. The equation you see. And next we will discuss the corrosion. So corrosion, these are very harmful, and the corrosion of iron, which is called rusting. First of all, the corrosion. What is corrosion? You can define the slow destruction or eating up of metals by reaction of some atmospheric gases like oxygen, carbon dioxide, water vapor, or sulfur dioxide with metal is called corrosion. And the corrosion of iron is called rusting, and rusting we can represent this with this equation. Given iron react with oxygen and moisture present in the air, react and form ferroso-ferric oxide. It is hydrous, actually hydrated iron oxide. This one is only the rust. And students, the copper articles get coated with green color, which is due to the formation of basic copper carbonate. And this reaction takes place, that is copper react with carbon dioxide, oxygen and water, which are present in the air. They forms basic copper carbonate. It is green in color. And sometimes students, silver ornaments lose their luster due to the formation black color and due to the presence of compound of sulfur, and in the air it react with sulfur, and this called tarnishing of silver, and as a result they become black in color. The reaction is like this. And also student, we have just discussed this is beneficial effect of this redox reaction is aluminum metal react with oxygen to form inert layer of aluminum oxide, and this inert layer of aluminum oxide protect the aluminum metal from further corrosion. Therefore, aluminum articles do not need the painting or polishing, and we can prevent this rusting by oiling and greasing or electroplating or by galvanization or by tinning or alloying. And students, now we'll discuss rancidity, and we'll define this as the slow oxidation of oils and fats present in food material resulting in some bad smelling compounds is known as rancidity. And the bad smelling compounds are formed due to aerial oxidation of oils and fats, and they even develop some harmful substances like aldehyde and ketone, which cause digestive disorder. And the rate of rancidity becomes fast during rainy season due to the presence of moisture. In moisture, the bacterial growth becomes very fast, which spoils the food items. And there are some preventive measures of rancidity, and these are refrigeration and keeping away the food from sunlight, using preservatives, and using antioxidants like BHA. The full form of BHA is butylated hydroxyanisole, and BHT, whose full form is butylated hydroxytoluene, and using nitrogen gas, which are filled in many now packing materials like lays or biscuit or chips वगैरह वगैरह, and creation by creating vacuum in the packet. Thank you students for watching this one. Stay home, stay safe.